I was halfway to the office when I saw him. Gray hoodie, same jeans from the night before. He was supposed to be home with Ava, our daughter, curled up in bed with a fever. But there he was, laughing, sliding into the passenger seat of a sleek, unfamiliar black car. The woman driving? Red lipstick, bare shoulders. A kiss planted so casually on his cheek, you'd think they'd done this 1,000 times. I didn't cry, didn't honk, didn't scream. I followed. We met 9 years ago. He was the one who found my phone after I dropped it at a concert. Tall, disarming, with this kind of lazy charm that made everything feel like a joke we were both in on. He made me feel chosen, like the world paused when I spoke and he was the only one listening. I married him 2 years later, and when Ava was born, I thought we were complete. Turns out, I was the only one playing house. It started slowly. He stopped asking about my day, stopped touching me unless someone was watching. He started working late more often. His phone lived face down. He never let it out of sight. Once I caught a perfume scent in our car that wasn't mine. He said I was being paranoid, and for a while I believed him. Because I wanted to believe him, because I needed the lie more than I could face the truth. Until that morning. Until I followed him. They pulled into a high-rise condo 20 minutes away. I parked half a block down, turned off the engine, and watched them disappear into the elevator. I waited. 10 minutes. Then 20. Then I got out. I walked straight into the building like I belonged. The front desk guy didn't even blink. They were on the 11th floor. I rode the elevator with my heart pounding like a war drum, but my face? Still, because something had snapped. I didn't knock. I waited outside until I heard laughter behind the door. His laugh. Hers. Something inside me calcified. I turned around, didn't make a scene, didn't break down. I went home to Ava and started planning. The first thing I did was call a lawyer. Not for divorce. Not yet. I needed information first. Leverage. I hired a PI. Professional. Quiet. Brutal with details. 2 weeks later, I had photos, names, dates, even receipts. Turns out he wasn't just cheating. He was moving money from our joint savings into a private offshore account under her name. She wasn't just his mistress, she was his co-conspirator. I spent the next month making moves. I documented everything, took screenshots, downloaded bank statements, recorded conversations when he forgot I was even in the room. I mirrored his phone while he slept, and I smiled at breakfast. Perfect wife, clueless, tired from work, worried about Ava. He never suspected. Then I pulled the thread that unraveled him. I told him I was promoted, said it came with a small bonus. He lit up. Maybe we can finally get that beach trip. I smiled. Maybe. Then I offered to put the money in our shared account. He agreed, of course, but I didn't. I emptied it, legally, moved it into a trust under Ava's name, protected by a family attorney he'd never met. Then I reported the offshore transfers to the IRS. And then I waited. Until the day the walls closed in. He came home from work flustered, said something was wrong with his bank access. That was the first tremor. Then the letters started arriving. Audits, freezes, questions from people he couldn't lie to. And finally, he snapped. He cornered me in the kitchen. "What the hell did you do?" I just blanked. "You mean with our money? Or with your mistress?" He froze. I pulled a thick folder from the drawer and laid it on the counter. Photos, bank logs, screenshots, audio recordings. He paled. "You were supposed to be the stupid one," he said under his breath. "I was," I said, until I wasn't. I didn't wait for the fallout. I filed for full custody the next morning. The PI became my witness. The financial trail became my weapon. He tried to fight, but all his secrets were public now. She left him when the account dried up, said she didn't sign up for this. And me? I walked into that courtroom calm, collected, and wearing the same gray dress I wore the day I followed him. People always talk about heartbreak like it ends you, but I didn't break. I sharpened. Now I wake up every morning to the sound of Ava's laugh. No tension, no secrets, no pretending. He sees her once a month, supervised. And every time he looks at me, there's that flicker, that split second where he realizes he tried to play me, and I let him until it was my turn, and I ended the game.